So I decided to do a video here because we are tackling a Celtic cross for this question. And I'm going to essentially describe the narrative that these cards are showing me. For how I work with the Celtic cross, I'm going to share that in the description slash in the article so that you can follow along or like understand a little better what it is that I'm reading here, like what I'm seeing. So first things first, one of the simplest things, and this is important for how I read, is the cross part. So the horizontal is past, present, future, and then the vertical is above, present, below. So as above, so below, which manifests in our material world right here. First and foremost, I I wish that I had a lot of money so that I could give it all away because a lot of us are in a similar situation to your present moment right now, which is the Seven of Discs, or in this deck, it's called Failure. Please don't beat yourself up about this. Only s- we're going to talk more about this, but the truth is that only so much of this is even your fault or can be like pinned on you as your responsibility because we live in a unimaginative and strict sort of material system built by very unimaginative men. So your present moment is this material failure because discs are pentacles, which is earth energy, and all abundance comes from the earth. And there is this sense that your past and your present have a bit of vulnerability to them. Both the Princess of Wands and the Magus, which is your challenge, they're naked, they're vulnerable. There's also this like tiger, and in the Princess of Wands, it's like wrapped around her throat, pulling her down. And then in the Magus, it's at his feet. So while some of your habits, some of your more risk-taking habits, your more combustible kind of decisions that you may have made in your past, you have improved a bit because now you're not like combusting, even though you're in a challenging position. It's like you're the Magus. So you're your challenge, but you're also your escape, your freedom. And I love that we progress from fire to air. And it's almost like you're progressing from a maybe more impassioned, like off the cuff kind of way of thinking. I keep hearing like, fuck it, we ball. Like I'm just gonna do this thing because I have the money right now and it's fun and this is what I'm feeling. Like there's a time and a place for that for sure, but it may be that too many times of feeling that way or succumbing to the passions of the moment have brought you to this sort of material failure. But your demise is also your release, which is cool because in your near future, you're not being asked to change. You're shifting from fire to air. So really what you're doing is you're armoring up because now you're a knight. This knight is fully clothed in the near future. The Knight of Swords fully clothed, and you're bringing tools that you've already developed as the Magus with these wings, because the Magus has wings on his feet, and then the Knight of Swords has wings on its back. So you're taking everything you've learned and you're putting armor on it. You're also ditching this tiger, which I think represents some of your more wild ways of existing. Maybe it's like primal stuff you were born with, like um maybe you just like to party a little too hard. Maybe you like to shower gifts on loved ones or like hot boys and stuff like that, or girls, or they thems. Yeah, but you gotta like protect yourself more. So there's that. So that's the sort of like past, present, future. There's a maturing there. And you're already in the process, I think, because you're in this kind of material failure. Like maybe you've been thinking about this a lot already. So there's that. And when we look at your conscious your present and your subconscious, what we're seeing is something that aligns a lot with your past, present, and future. So what I'm seeing is that part of your material failure is kind of coming from the fact that you're not grounded. So the Magus is in space, not on Earth. He's kind of just like floating out in the ether, in the Akasha, in the outer realms, like exploring what there is to explore out in space. But you are an Earthling and you live on Earth, so you need to ground yourself a bit. And there's a couple of reasons why. So like on a conscious level, you might actually be literally looking up at the sky. Like you might literally be like, beam me up, Scotty, take me away. I'm done with this mortal coil. Like, please, aliens, take me away. Or like, I don't know, split Earth theory. Like, please, Earth split already so I don't have to go to work. Or like these honestly like more like out there possibilities that aren't necessarily rooted in planet Earth. And at the same time, the human world, the enlightening of darkness, like us seeing like how deep this like really dark rabbit hole of like billionaires and government peoples doing terrible things, like it's so distracting to you that like you're just like not present. You're powerful, you're magical, you can like manifest some stuff into this material world, but you're looking up. And when you do look down, you're looking at the wrong stuff. And it's not that you shouldn't pay attention to what's going on, but it's rather that you're very, very aware that we are in this collective moment where like we're all Atreyu in Neverending Story, and we're at that place where the Sphinxes are about to open their laser beam eyes and just like annihilate him because, his soul might not be ready for that. Like he might not make it. So we're all like Atreyu collectively trying to like not get shot by these laser beams, and it's very distracting for you. You're like not being able to create material abundance because you're not in the material. You're in your subconscious, in some of the shadowy realms, and you're looking out in space to be beamed away and saved. But you're an earthling experiencing this life on this planet. So you need two things. Armor up, as we discussed. That could be maybe you need a financial advisor. Maybe you need to not spend money on anybody but yourself for a long time. And there's a sort of like some kind of companion, something that tethers you to Earth even as you're flying through the air as the Knight of Swords. What I'm talking about is the horse that he's riding. It's like this tiger that was this predator that had been tethering you to the shadow realm isn't there anymore, and it's been replaced with this very like earthy land creature, this horse. And it's flying because you have wings. So you need tools, practical things, vehicles that allow you to remain tethered to Earth. And what's really cool about this is that like the deeper your tether and the like more armor that you have and the more ways to protect yourself that you have, like the harder you can fall, the higher you can fly, the farther you can go. But if you're just like naked in the wind, you can only go so far. I don't care how good of a magician you are. Like if you're just like completely naked and open, some other magician with armor and like three wands and five swords is gonna come at you, you know? So armor up, put some clothes on. I love that in the seven, which is like, how can I overcome this obstacle? There's more encouragement to like hone a weapon. And air is like it's not just words, it's also your sense of integrity, it's honesty, is clarity of mind. It's like clear, crystal clear thought processes. I feel like the Knight of Swords makes to-do lists. And part of the reason why is because just by the fact that they're a steward of air, there's a lot of swift movement. Oh, and I'm just realizing this now. We're in a fire horse here. So you can use the movement, the fast-paced movement of this fire horse here, like jump on that horse and allow it to carry you to some material, financial well-being, by learning how to protect yourself, how to practically build financial wealth with you at the center. Maybe not necessarily your all of your pleasures, because, with this, it's like, I feel stuck because I want to do the responsible thing and like create financial and material abundance, but I also want to do all these fun, pleasurable things. And you need to catch yourself here before you jump, before you combust something. Like catch yourself at this moment. Like I'm picturing like a little, the little devil angel shoulder people. Just like don't let them convince you to party a little too hard or to gift too much or to buy things you don't need. And consider that you can do hard things. You can level up your craft and it not lose any momentum magically. Like, if anything, this is just a really good excuse for you to become an even more powerful magician. Like, imagine a magician that not only can they fly through the stars without a vehicle, but they can like balance a checkbook and run a business and can like over time shower their friends with gifts without worrying about what's going to happen to them. So some immediate actions you can take in terms of this challenge. You can consider new sources of income that you haven't before. It's like get a little creative, think outside the box, if you will, but also consider stuff that you may have been avoiding. There could be stuff you don't want to do, but being a little bit uncomfortable right now could equal better, longer, more sustainable financial gains in the long run versus immediate pleasures now or smaller gains now with more fun or something like that. Even in my own work, I've had to remind myself that a lot of poets and writers and witches have day jobs, myself included. It's a bummer. It's a bummer, but it's true, you know? And it may not be this way forever. I kind of think that this magic moment that you're waiting for in the present to kind of save you from a material reality may happen. It's just not happening right now, you know? So, something to consider. You can also, in terms of immediate actions you can take, spend some time identifying the predators in your life. And it could be people, it could be subscriptions, companies, addictions, it could be roommates. Yeah, identify the predators in your life and then decide what you're going to do about them. So this brings us to outside influences. And this is this is the Fool card in this spread. This is another card where you're being represented as somebody that is very vulnerable. Like the Fool is clothed in this, but it does sort of look like he's floating in space, but also he's wide open. So it's like another moment where you're like, come at me, but you're just so vulnerable. It's like all of your, yeah, it's like all of your vitals are exposed. All of his vitals are exposed. And there's a tiger latched to his leg, dude. Same leg. Okay. You seriously need to protect yourself. And I think it's mostly other people, but there is a level of participation that you have been providing it's like you're letting them, like if we take a step back and look at the Princess of Wands, she has a free arm that she could use to pull this tail off, but she's not, right? So there's a certain level of participation or acceptance of these predators. Say no to these predators. Learn how to guard, but we're talking like metaphorically. So what does being a skilled swordsman, a seasoned knight of swords, what does that translate to in a material sense for you? I'm also kind of getting the sense that you might be more susceptible to being encouraged to take, I don't want to say foolish leaps, but it's the fool, and like he can literally be foolish sometimes because he's naive and trusting and open and ready for adventure and ready to take leaps, into people's arms, into situations, into clubs, into new subscriptions, into, I don't know, even sometimes drugs and alcohol. So, predators, covered that so many times, but I keep feeling like I gotta remind you, not everyone is your friend. Not everything that feels good is good for you. All right, two more cards. So now we're at the nine and the 10. Nine is your hopes and fears, and 10 is like long-term conclusion. So your hopes and fears, it's like this twofold thing that I'm feeling with the Hierophant. There's this fear that you will never master your material reality, but there's also this hope that you will. So you're like kind of teetering. You're like, honestly, it's like you are the Hierophant, but because you have both this fear and this hope, you're stuck in this chair. And this is where I would remind you again that you're on planet Earth, and even while we parade to the heavens, financial gains and material wealth come from the Earth itself. That sort of spiritual over material is still present here. If you find the ways to level up and protect yourself and armor up and learn new skills and not allow people to take advantage of you, like you're going to be great. You're going to get what you want because we have the universe. That's the end. That's the, like, the one. Like that financial gain is there. This this placement of this universe is also giving like when we stop focusing on what we don't have and we stop focusing on that thing we really, really wish we had and we start like living our lives, it suddenly appears. It just happens. So instead of sitting in that chair like the Hierophant, like stuck with both desire and fear, you need to get up, live your life, make some to-do lists, consider some new or potential already existing, but maybe not your favorite ways of making income. And this is kind of like basic manifestation stuff here, too, here. I mean, I know who I'm reading for, so I'm like trying to be anonymous here, but basic manifestation is like the more time you spend in the wishing phase and the hoping phase, then that's what you're holding on to is the wish, not the actual thing that you're wishing for. So what you want to do is use your magic to vibrate and to embody the energy of somebody with a lot of financial abundance, with the financial gains that you're imagining and hoping for yourself, and then using that to as a creative fuel. So instead of saying, I wish I had this money, I wish I had this job, I wish I had these financial gains, you're thinking, this is how it feels. This is how it'll feel when I have it. And then you kind of make a map from there to where you are now and creatively think about what little step you can take today to get there. So, sort of like manifestation as a catalyst for movement. For, ooh, so it's like the air that's like that the Knight of Swords is floating on. I like that. We'll summarize and then I'll tell you about your bonus card. Things are tough for you financially right now. That is clear. And Unfortunately, I think you are your own biggest challenge. You and predatory people that take advantage of like magical, adventurous, exciting people like you that are open and like vulnerable. So you need to protect yourself, ground yourself in a little bit of reality without losing your sense of self. Bring some clarity, some practicality, some precision, and some sharpness to organizing your finances, saving money, getting jobs, whether they're ones that you like or not, because sometimes you just need finances. You just need something to pay the bills until that next thing rolls in. You got to stick it out when you don't like it sometimes. But if you can do this, if you can become somebody that's in service to like the ease of mind that comes with financial security, like if you can do that and embody that, you're gonna be great. You're gonna get what you're hoping for. This is a pretty like big boy, like practical read. Like you gotta grow up a little bit. You gotta put that heavy ass armor on, like wear a suit maybe. Oof, I'm sorry. Although suits can be fun. I pulled you a bonus card. And what I pulled was pleasure. And it's so lovely because, like I've been saying, it's not that you need to change who you are, it's that you need to protect who you are. And it's like pleasure is your guiding force, it's your compass. And I think you've let pleasure rule you a little bit more than practicality, but it should still be your compass because you need to be who you are in order to reach like the completion that comes with the universe. I would imagine that somebody that goes from the fool to the universe has kind of developed a pretty deep sense of self and is aware of their connection to the greater whole in a balanced way. And that would include pleasure. It's important. We experience pleasure for a reason. Why otherwise we wouldn't. If it was useless, we wouldn't, I don't think we would feel it. The last thing I'll say is that there is no end. Like even if you do reach this financial peak, these gains that you are hoping for, the wheel continues to turn. So you'll get this, and then there will be something else that you hope for and want. So you can use this as like a continual little lesson. Like if you do this and it works, you can be like, this worked, I can do this again. But it'll be different, of course, because we're never necessarily repeating the same exact cycle, even if we do repeat similar lessons. So yeah, watch out for the predators. Good luck with your financial gains. I really think you can do it. I think you kind of have everything that you need already. It's like, here, you just gotta focus. Do some maybe not fun stuff, but by doing the not fun stuff now, you're gonna get everything you want in the long run.